Dear friends, welcome to InQUEST. In this video, let's discuss about 30th October 2021 daily current affairs useful for your UPSC, KPSC and all other competitive exams. Let's see the index of today's discussion. Number one, key US lawmakers bat for CATSA sanction waiver on India. So in this article, we need to understand what is CATSA sanctions and what is the reason for proposal of waiving of CATSA sanctions on India. Article number 2, launch of nationwide expansion of pneumococcal conjugate vaccine. Let us understand the purpose of this expansion. Article number 3, India's first and unique manned ocean mission, Samudrayaan at Chennai, India launch. So let us find out the significance of this particular launch. Article number 4, India and EU European Union trade talks to resume by December. So let us find out the purpose of these bilateral talks. Article number 5, Ganga Utsav 2021. So this is the river festival of India to be celebrated from 1st to 3rd of November. Let us find out the reasons for the same. Article number 6, DRDO and IAF jointly flight test long range bomb successfully. Let us find out in this article what is LRB. Article number 7, CSIR develops indigenous mechanized scavenging system for sewerage maintenance. So in this article, let us find out what is mechanized scavenging system. Article number 8, launching ceremony of Tushil P1135.6. So this is developed in collaboration between India and Russia. So in this article, let us understand what is Tushil with complete details. So with this, let's go to article number 1. Key US lawmakers bat for CATSA sanctions waiver. So before getting into the article, let us understand in brief what is CATSA sanctions. So CATSA sanctions is nothing but it is commercial and economic penalties applied against a target government. So this is in simple words, I can call it as a penalty. So penalty that is imposed by the USA. So when USA imposes this penalty, when any country that has trade relations with the United States simultaneously develops trade relations with India, Russia and North Korea, this penalty will be imposed on such countries. Now there is key lawmakers, they actually continue to voice their support for a sanctions waiver for India for its purchase of S-400 missile defense system from Russia. So India is likely to begin taking delivery of S-400 in the month of November. So since we have developed trade relation with Russia, at the same time we have trade relations with Russia also. Since we are expected to receive S-400 missile in the month of November, by default, CATSA is going to be, CATSA sanctions is going to be applied on India. Now, let us understand what is CATSA. Countering America's adversaries through Sanctions Act is called as CATSA. So let's find out the complete details. So CATSA is a United States federal law that has imposed sanctions against Iran, Russia, and North Korea. So they imposed sanctions on these three countries. One is Iran, Russia, and North Korea. So this act prevents trade partners of the United States. I mean to say, any country that is already trade partner of United States, they prevent or they don't want them to enter into bilateral contracts with these three nations. So any country that has trade relations with United States, if that enters into trade contracts with these three nations, this CATSA sanctions or penalty is going to be imposed on that particular country. And this bill was passed on 27 July 2017. Since India has commercial and defensive contracts with Russia, the CATSA does have an impact on India's foreign policy. Definitely, we have very good trade relations with Russia, particularly with respect to defense weapons. This CATSA is definitely going to have an impact on India's trade policies. And there is a similar example that happened in the year 2019. So United States of America administration has recently imposed sanctions on Turkey and expelled out of F-35 program for its purchase of the S-400 missile system from Russia. It is same example like Turkey, they actually purchased S-400 missile from Russia in the year 2019. So due to this, USA expelled Turkey out of F-35 program. What is F-35? It is actually a consortium to build the aircraft. So even though The Turkey is actually member nation of NATO. So Turkey is a North Atlantic Treaty Organization ally of the USA. So even though it is a part of NATO, they were expelled out of F-35 program just because they had a trade relation with Russia. Now India is under similar circumstances. Now, why India is concerned about CATSA? The issue of sanctions under Section 231 of the CATSA for the purchase of Russian arms is of a particular interest to India, which is also in the process of buying S-400 from Russia. So this is the reason why we are concerned about CATSA. Not just this, the India and United States relations, especially when it comes to defense aspect, has grown exponentially since 2008. I mean to say, both the countries are important to us because we have defense trade relations with Russia at the same time with the United States also, because our relation with the United States has grown exponentially since 2008. At least by 2019, about 15 billion US dollars worth of weapons has been purchased by India from United States. So that is the reason why we are really concerned about CATSA. But luckily, the lawmakers of USA are opposing this particular CATSA imposition on India. Let's find out the reason why. So historically, India also purchased its weapons from Russia since the days of the Cold War. I mean to say, the relationship with Russia is not new to us. So it dates back to the days of Cold War. So keeping this in mind, United States lawmakers had specifically told the Senate that the sanctions should not affect the major defense partners such as India, because the association between India and Russia is not new. So it is very old association. Due to this reason, the relationship between India and USA should not be affected is what the lawmakers are proposing. So a waiver of such CATSA for India has been under consideration since the law had come into the force. So since the law had come into the force, the question of reconsideration of OPSPA is under discussion, with respect to USA. Now, in fact, India was threatened with sanctions, not now, even before purchasing. So when it decided to buy S-4 missile launchers from Russia and also to buy crude oil from Iran. So USA actually threatened us when we started the negotiations with Russia to buy S-400 missile and to buy crude oil from Iran. So what is really worrying factor for India is they did not spare Turkey, even though they were part of NATO. So let's see what happens, whether they impose, CATSA on India, or they remove this CATSA on India. So with this, let's go to article number 2. Nationwide expansion of pneumococcal conjugate vaccine launch under the universal immunization mechanism. Now, what is the importance of this vaccine? Let us understand. So pneumonia is a leading cause of death among children under 5 years old globally and in India. So this is one of the reasons of mortality in India, not just in India and also globally, due to pneumonia. So pneumonia is caused by pneumococcus, is the most common cause of severe pneumonia in children. So out of many types of pneumonia, pneumococcus pneumonia is one of the major causes of causing pneumonia infection in children. Now, why it is important to India? Because in India, around 16% of deaths in children occur due to pneumonia. So this is a big number. The nationwide rollout of PCV, that is, pneumococcal conjugate vaccine, will definitely reduce child mortality around 60%. The launch of PCV will further ensure healthy growth and development of our children, apart from reducing the child mortality. The objective of the vaccine is to save the lives of our children, and this would be possible if we run a successful awareness campaign across the country. So it is not just by vaccination, we also have to create a lot of awareness against the same. And let us find out what is UIP. It is Universal Immunization Program. It is one of the largest public health programs targeting close to 26.5 million newborns and 29 million pregnant women annually. So this is actually targeted both pregnant women and also newborn across India. So under this particular program, immunization is being provided free of cost against 12 vaccine preventable diseases. So any diseases that can be prevented by using vaccines, out of which 12 vaccines are under this particular immunization program, and it will be given for free of cost by the government. So out of 12 vaccines, the 10 vaccines are put under nationally, they are used as nationally against 10 diseases, and you can just pause the video and go through the diseases against which it is going to be used nationally. And out of these 12, two vaccines are given subnationally. What do you mean by subnationally? See, nationally in the sense it is given across the country. Subnationally means it is given only in the endemic districts. I mean to say where disease spread is rampant, only under those districts it will be given. So that is called as subnational. So I mean to say there are 10 diseases, and vaccines for 10 diseases are put under national, and two vaccines against two diseases were put under subnationally. And two subnational vaccines were pneumococcal pneumoniae and Japanese encephalitis. Now this pneumococcal pneumonia vaccine is put under national list. Now total national vaccines will become 11. Only one vaccine will be left under subnational. So this is the importance of this particular change in immunization program. So while JE, I mean to say Japanese encephalitis vaccine is provided only in endemic districts, but henceforth this pneumonia will be given nationally. I mean to say vaccine against pneumonia will be given nationally. With this, let's go to article number 3. This is related to Ministry of Earth Sciences. Union Minister launches India's first and unique manned ocean mission Samudrayaan at Chennai, India. Remember, this is manned ocean mission. So let us find out what is the significance of this particular launch. So with the launch of this unique ocean mission, India joins the elite club of nations such as USA, Russia, Japan, France, and China to have such underwater vehicle for carrying out subsea activities. So far, we did not have manned missions like this. So with this particular launch, we are joining the elite list, which actually conducts various subsea activities. So this niche technology shall facilitate Ministry of Earth Sciences and Ministry of Environmental Sciences in carrying out deep ocean exploration of non-living resources. So this is majorly help us explore non-living resources such as polymetallic manganese nodules. So in this article we will completely learn what is polymetallic manganese nodules. Along with that, gas hydrates, then hydrothermal sulfides, cobalt crusts located at the depth between 1000 and 5500 meters. And the preliminary design of the manned submersible, that is titled as Matsya 6000, is completed, and realization of the vehicle is started with various organizations including ISRO, IITM, DRDO roped in to support the development. So Matsya 6000 has been already developed. This is developed in association with ISRO, IIMT, and DRDO in association. The underwater vehicles are essential for carrying out subsea activities. So why these vehicles are required? So to carry out subsea activities. Now what kind of subsea activities? Like high resolution bathymetry. Bathymetry is nothing but finding out the depth of the ocean, biodiversity assessment, geoscientific observation, search activities, salvage operations, and engineering support. So for all these activities, these vehicles are of great significance. So even though unmanned underwater vehicles have improved maneuvering and excellent vision systems resembling direct observation, manned submersible provides a feel of direct physical presence for researchers and has better intervention capability. So even though unmanned vehicles are in existence, so obviously manned submersibles will definitely provide better physical presence, and also it will help better intervention capabilities. And with the advancing subsea technologies, the recent Fendo's manned submersible developed by China in 2020 has touched 11,000 meter water depth. So this is huge or big depth that has reached, and that has been developed by China in 2020. And this is how Matsya 6000 actually look like. Now with this, let us understand the complete details of deep ocean mission of India. Now, what is the objective of this deep ocean mission of India? So our oceans are a storehouse of living and non-living resources, and these resources are not completely explored. So there was a need to initiate mission mode program on deep ocean because 95% of deep ocean is unexplored in India. So 95% is huge because we can have a lot of resources. So exploration of deep oceans can bring the country prosperity and will significantly contribute to blue economy initiatives which the government has taken up now. So this is definitely bring a lot of prosperity with the blue economy. So in any economic contribution with respect to oceans is called as blue economy. So this kind of exploration is definitely going to improve the prosperity of the country. Now there are 6 components of this particular deep ocean mission. One is development of technologies for deep sea mining, underwater vehicles, and underwater robotics. So this vehicle that we have developed recently is one of this objective. Then technological innovations for exploration and conservation of deep sea biodiversity. We can also explore deep sea biodiversity. Then deep ocean survey and exploration, definitely advanced marine station for ocean biology, then energy and fresh water from oceans, and development of ocean climate change advisory services. So these are the 6 key components of deep ocean mission. So now what is the budget? Total budget outlay of 4,777 crore for 5 years from 2021 to 26. So Ministry of Earth Sciences will lead this ambitious mission with the support from other ministries and Indian ministries. So with this, let us understand what is polymetallic nodules. So what is polymetallic nodules? Let us understand with complete details. So polymetallic nodules are manganese nodules. These are rock-like solid mass formed by accumulation matter within sediments at the bottom of the sea. So these are actually found at the bottom of the sea. So their polymetallic nodules are actually manganese nodules. So these potato-shaped nodules are a source of minerals like iron, manganese, nickel, cobalt, and copper. So it is not just manganese, it gives various other metals like iron, manganese, nickel, cobalt, and copper. So India has got rights from the International Seabed Authority to explore polymetallic nodules in the central Indian Ocean basin for 15 years. So we got permission to explore these nodules for about 15 years in central Indian Ocean basin. So the rights were actually extended to another 5 years in the year 2017. The exploration is conducted in 75,000 square kilometer areas in central Indian Ocean basin, 6,000 kilometers from Indian coast and at the depth of 6 kilometers. The project, which will eventually include mining, will be a part of Deep Ocean Mission, a multilateral ministerial effort. So according to Ministry of Environmental Sciences, the estimated polymetallic nodule resources potential is 380 million tons containing. So look at this. This is 380 million tons of potential. So out of which 4.7 million tons of nickel, 4.29 million tons of copper, 0.55 million tons of cobalt, and 92.59 million tons of manganese can be explored. So this is of a greater significance to improve the prosperity of the country. So with this, let's go to the next article, that is about India and European Union trade talks to resume by December. Now, what is this? After an 8 years hiatus, that is a long gap, India and European Union are set to resume negotiations for a bilateral trade and investment agreement by December. Now, what is the purpose of this? So this is actually kind of counter to China's Belt and Road Initiative. Now, what is China's Belt and Road Initiative? We have made a complete video on China's Belt and Road Initiative on 26th October 2021. So you can just go back to the playlist to find out this particular initiative. So the India and European Union Connectivity Partnership announced in May as a counterfoil to other such initiatives in an indirect reference to China's Belt and Road Initiative. So negotiations for a similar pact with UK are expected to kick off from November 1, with both sides looking forward to firming up offers for an early harvest pact by the end of this month. So not just with European Union. So such negotiations are also on with UK. So with this, let's go to the next article. So Ministry of Jal Shakti. Ganga Utsav 2021, the river festival to be celebrated from 1st to 3rd of November. So what is this festival? So National Mission for Clean Ganga celebrates Ganga Utsav every year to mark the anniversary announcement of River Ganga as the national river, that is 4th November. So when we announced the River Ganga as the national river, so to remember or to celebrate the anniversary of the same, so this Ganga Utsav will be celebrated every year. So this year's Ganga Utsav is being organized from 1st to 3rd November 2021. So Ganga Utsav 2021, the river festival of India, will be celebrated not just at River Ganga, but all the rivers across the country. So even though it is titled as Ganga Utsav, it is not just celebrated at Ganga River, it is celebrated across all rivers of the country. So this year, the aim will be to take Ganga Utsav 2021 to various river basins in India and promote the celebration of Nadi Utsav, that is river festival. The objective of Utsav is to promote stakeholders' engagement and ensure public participation under the aegis of Ganga Knowledge Center. So this is actually stakeholders, I mean to say the public in engaging in this particular, Ganga or clean Ganga activities. The Utsav highlights the significance of Jan Bhagidari in the revival of Ganga, with a focus on encouraging stakeholders in engagement and public participation towards the rejuvenation of River Ganga. So this is actually titled as Jan Bhagidari. Bhagidari is nothing but participation. Bhagidari is a Hindi word. In English, we can say participation of people. The participation is actually to make sure we rejuvenate River Ganga and we make Ganga clean. So World River Day on 26 September 2021. So this year's theme is waterways is our commitment. So the World Rivers Day. So this is celebrated on 26 September 2021. So this year's theme is waterways in our communities, with a specific emphasis on the need to conserve and repair urban waterways, which are frequently under stress. So with this, let's go to the next article. This is related to Ministry of Defense. DRDO IAF jointly flight test long range bomb successfully. So Defense Research and Development Organization and Indian Air Force team jointly flight tested indigenously developed. So this is indigenously developed long range bomb successfully from an aerial platform on October 29, 2021. The LR bomb, that is long range bomb, after the release from IAF fighter aircraft, guided to land based target at a long range with accuracy within a specific limit. So this is actually checked for accuracy. All the mission objectives were successfully met. The flight of the bomb. So the flight of the bomb and the performance was monitored by a number of range sensors, including, so these are the technical details. So it is being monitored using electro-optical tracking system, telemetry and radar deployed by the integrated test range, Chandipur in laboratory located at Hyderabad in coordination with other DRDO laboratory, Odisha. The LR bomb has been designed and developed by Research Center Emirat, that is called as RCI. So with this, let's go to article number 7. So Ministry of Science and Technology, CSIR, develops indigenous mechanized scavenging systems for sewerage maintenance. So what is CSIR? That is Council of Scientific Industrial Research demonstrated CSIR CMERI, that is Central Mechanical Engineering Research Institute, Durgapur, developed indigenous mechanized seweraging system successfully at the premises of CSIR National Physical Laboratory. So this sewerage maintenance is nothing but making sure the channels of water that runs is clean, so that it avoids flooding of the water. So to maintain that, there is a new mechanism that is called as mechanized scavenging system that is being developed developed by CSIR. The effectiveness of indigenously developed mechanized scavenging system to handle the blockage caused by plastic and other non-biodegradable domestic thrown away items, debris, intrusions of trees, etc. So this is actually to prevent blockade of channels. Blockade could be caused by non-biodegradable plastic, or maybe non-biodegradable domestic thrown away items, or maybe due to the debris or intrusions of tree roots, etc. So utilization of slurry water for the jetting operation. So there will be use of slurry water for jetting operations in this particular mechanism. Self-propelled post-cleaning inspection system, and disinfection of jetting pipe, built-in security features of this particular mechanism. And why this is significant: the developed system is very economic and an important vehicle in Swachh Bharat mission. The developed system will help the manual scavengers. Okay, we can actually help these manual scavengers skilling themselves on the latest technologies, technological advancements in sewerage maintenance system, as well as enhance their efficiency, performance, and safeguard them against intrusive pathogens. So when they actually involve in these particular cleaning by themselves, so a lot of pathogens will cause them diseases, but this mechanism will definitely help them avoid these pathogens, and this will remove the indignity from the profession of scavenging. So we feel that working in scavenging is not a dignified job, but these kind of interventions of technologies will definitely remove the indignity from the profession of scavenging. With this, let's go to the last article. So this is related to Ministry of Defense once again. So launching ceremony of Tushil P1135.6, so in collaboration with India and Russia. So this is a frigate. So the 7th Indian Navy frigate of P113.35.6 class was launched at Yantar shipyard, Kaliningrad, Russia. So this has been launched in this particular shipyard, that is Yantar and Kaliningrad of Russia. So during the ceremony, the ship was formally named as Tushil. So this is actually named as Tushil by Srimati Datla Vidya Verma. The Tushil is a Sanskrit word meaning protector, shield. Okay, so this is actually the Sanskrit meaning. So based on an intergovernmental agreement, so this is developed based on the intergovernmental agreement. So between Government of Republic of India and the Government of Russian Federation for construction of 2 ships of Project 1135.6 ships in Russia and 2 ships in India at Goa Shipyard Limit. So totally 4 ships are supposed to be manufactured or prepared. 2 are at Russia and 2 are at 2 in Russia and 2 in India at Goa Shipyard Limited. The contract for construction of 2 ships was signed between India and Russia in October 18. And the construction of these ships is based on Indian Navy specific requirements to meet the entire spectrum of naval warfare in all 3 dimensions of air, surface, and subsurface. So we had specifications given. So the specifications is to reach all the or entire spectrum of naval warfare, that includes air, surface, and subsurface. The ships with a potent combination of state-of-art India and Russia weapons and sensors are equipped to operate in littoral and blue waters, and both as single unit and also consort in naval task force. They feature stealth technology in terms of low radar and underwater noise signatures. I mean to say, it has a unique characteristics that is called as stealth technology. Here it has a low radar detection. I mean to say, enemy nations cannot trace this very easily. At the same time, it has a very low underwater noise. So these ships are being equipped with major Indian supplied equipment such as surface-to-surface missile sonar system, surface surveillance radar, communication suite, and ASW anti-submarine warfare system, along with Russian surface-to-air missile and gun mode. So these are the things that it is going to engage with. So these are the articles of the day. So if you have any questions, you can definitely put in comments box. We'll be more than happy to answer to your questions. Thanks for watching. Namaskara.